So
Hmm.
the way she
Okay.
has managed her life is something aspiring for me.
Hmm.
So that's one. The
Okay.
second one is, Harsha Bhogle. I really, he's so graceful. His communication is so good, and he doesn't use fancy language. He's very simple, but yet communicates the point well, so gross.
Hmm.
So a point he communicates the point so well, and without, and he's the I think he's the best interviewer in the world.
Absolutely.
Because he makes the person comfortable. He makes it about the person and not himself. So
True.
that's something, a pleasant personality, and he brings in simple language a different kind to any story. So that is something which I really admire about him. If I have to master my communication, my level, I want to reach that level.
Okay.
And the third one is Ankur Warikoo.
Who?
Ankur
Ankur.
Warikoo.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've recently actually started following him, and after I heard his story, he had such a massive setback, and he said that he was at he had hit rock bottom, and then from there he bounced back. So that resonated with me, because somewhere in the past, that was the situation in life. So his fight back story, a bounce back story, so resilience, and then towards success, that was something which I like, and I feel that I should look up to him for that. And last is Mr. Ratan Tata.
Okay.
Because again, he's so poised, so calm, and we think our problems are big with whatever little we handle, but that man has handled so much with so much grace. And again, coming back to the point which Dheeraj had said in very first sessions, that you have to be a giver. To get more, you have to be a giver. So whatever I've read about him, heard about him, he always thinks of giving. What more can he give to his company, to his employees, to the society at large? So because of that reason, Mr. Ratan Tata, and like just having that thought process would be like a huge aim to really have a goal. So yeah, these four people.
Fantastic.
Wow.
So now, Nina, I want you to do one thing.
Yeah.
You have listed down the qualities.
Yeah.
What would you want to do? How will you want to imbibe these qualities in you? What is that you want to do about them? How are you taking steps to
very good.
build those
I think
qualities?
that's a beautiful thing, because I understand what she's trying to say is that many a time we just fantasize. Okay. But the fact is, if they are my role model, means I want to become like them. And to become like them, I need to follow them, which means I need to apply that certain factors of their life in my life. So you can start writing on that. What is that? Out of them, these four people, but any of you have broken my heart, you didn't take my name. That's very bad. So mean you people are.
Cousin is Dheeraj Wadkar.
What is this? One day you will take my name. You see, the world one day will make me role model. Koi baat nahi, theek hai, no issue. But yeah, you need to write down, what is that? What is that you're going to apply, right? For the right word in your life.
How you're going to imbibe these qualities in your life?
Yeah.
What are the steps you want to take? How you're going to do it? So you can just take 5 minutes and do that.
Let's go to Prashant.
Yes, Prashant.
Yeah, with my goal of being aspiring to be a general manager administration, I consider my role model as in my ex company. There was an he retired in last August. He was a general manager administration. I mean, I would like, if I would like to be if I want to reach a level of GM administration, I would really like to be like him, because he had numerous qualities, like the way he managed people and his team, not only with his team, but also with the external people relationship which he had kept. Though he has left the organization since now last almost a year, but people, still remember him for the kind of relation he's kept. Even I have worked with him closely. So he had a lot of skills of good skill of negotiation, and high level of patience, and he was a good listener. And anybody going to him, he was a good problem solver. I mean, he would listen to the person's problem. I mean, though he was not the administration was not at fault also, but he will understand it, and he will try to first, not try to justify, Instead of that, he will try to solve the problem. And he had a very good level of communication, and his level of communication with the top management as well as with the junior level management was fantastic. So I would like to be like him. I aspire to be like him.
Great.
Wow.
So the same question to you, Prashant.
Hmm.
How will you?
So I just repeat what you said. You said people skills, great
Yes.
relationship,
Yes.
great in negotiations,
Yes.
patience,
Yes.
good listener, problem solver, great in communication at every level.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, yeah.
So how will you imbibe these qualities? What are the steps or the actions that you will take to make this happen in your life?
And can you give me his name if it's okay?
Yeah. His name is Framrose Garda.
You can.
Can you
spell
just?
it?
It's very.
Yeah. FRAMROZE Garda. GARDA.
Which part of the world he is from?
He stays in Pune city itself, and he's actually now on the board of, he's a trustee and director on the board of Jahangir Hospitals also.
Okay. Parsi.
He's a Parsi.
Yes.
Wow. That's nice.
Okay. Nina, ready with the answer?
Not at all. So, but one thing, what I've tried, what I've thought about, just one point, So I think every conversation that I have from now on, I want to be present, not to respond, but to just understand what the person is saying. Because I think that could be a starting point for me. Because if I have meaningful conversations, I could understand what the person is trying to convey or what's the problem, and then probably I could, get a better solution. That is the only point that I can think. The other thing also is if I focus, if I listen better, I can understand the problem, and if I understand the problem, I can focus on the problem rather than the person or rather than me. Because most of the time, what happens is, how could he or she talk to me, or am I at fault, or how do I get out of this situation? So probably that could be kept aside, if I start listening better.
So what are you in short saying?
That in short, I don't know, how do I put it in a
You're very good in writing. Put.
how do I encapsulate it? Okay.
So what you're only trying to say is that instead of focusing on me, I will focus on others.
Okay.
All what you mentioned was only about this.
Yeah.
And that encompasses everything, right?
Yeah.
Ratan Tata is a giver, which means he focuses on
Others. Indra Nui also.
Indra Nui could do all this because every time it is about juggling, what is the priority now? The priority now would be either family, or it would be work, or it could be external relations with her external clients. So it was all about, and that is why she could manage it so well. If she had kept herself in the center, would have been very, very difficult for her.
Impossible.
Right? So, she got 6 months leave for her father who was fighting cancer. She didn't wait for 6 months. He passed away in 3 months. The 4th month, she was back in the organization. She didn't say, I want to grieve and I want to sit at home. She said, if the company has done this for me, it's my time to go back and repay my debt of gratitude to them, right? So it's about thinking about others.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
When I place others above me, everything changes. So that's one thing you can start with from today. One action step that you can take that will put everything else. Same thing with Harsha Bhogle. Why is he so poised? Why is he so calm? Because he's not worried about what is going to happen. What will people think about me? His entire focus is, how do I get the best from this person so that it will help my audience? Right? And when the focus is that, then it doesn't really matter how you're communicating or what is happening. He doesn't bother about all that. So whenever I'm thinking about me, I'm insecure, I'm fearful, I can get angry, I will react. But when I remove me from this whole equation, it becomes much easier. Right? So that's one crucial step you can take towards becoming like your role models. Let's start this right away. Okay? Yes, Prashant.
Yes, so I will work upon my, negotiation skills in which I feel I'm very poor. So I have to work on that. And secondly, to work on I have to be a good listener and I have to be a good problem solver, which I feel I lack still. And mm, also on skills of managing people, because as of now I don't have any people reporting to me, so I have to learn on how to manage people, manage team, and work with the team. So these are
Great.
the things which
So
I
which is
feel
the team you can work with as
uh,
of today?
sorry.
Which is the team you can work with to know your people managing skills?
Mm, yeah, I can start with people whom like this not general administrative work with whom I have been delegating, so I can start working with them. And
Great.
yeah.
Fantastic. So that's the first thing that can happen. Uh, you said negotiation skills. Where can you start negotiating?
Mm, well, I take care of some events and all. So, in case of the hotel arrangements and other
Yes,
arrangements, I
yes,
can work on that
absolutely.
much better.
So in the current profile, these are the two things that you can start working on so that you become a better negotiator and you know where are you standing in terms of people management skills.
Absolutely.
Problem solver is a quality again. Where does it start from?
First, you have to be a good listener.
Very good.
Very nice.
And then?
I think first you have to be a good listener and then you empathize it.
Great.
Very good.
And then?
And when you empathize, then you can give a good suggestion or you can try to solve it.
Absolutely. And why is it been difficult for you to do that?
Because I have not been a good listener.
Why? Very good. Why am I not good listener?
Because I get frustrated very fast. I mean,
frustrated about what?
What? Yeah.
I mean, if anybody points out your mistake, so the level of acceptance of negative, it's not good with me. So,
great. So which
so if
means what
anybody
is
tells you
lacking?
negative,
So which
if
means
anybody tells you negative, you have to first accept it.
No. So what is lacking? I'm wanting to know. What is lacking in you? What is that you need to build to be able to solve all this?
Build on acceptance.
No. Think.
Confidence. No.
Absolutely
absolutely
right.
right.
If you work on your confidence, then even your conviction in yourself is high. What people say doesn't really matter. It may hurt you. That's fine, but you can still find a solution because you know you have the capability of giving a solution. When I'm unsure about myself,
Yeah.
and I know if I say something and that person will not like it and what will he say, then I'm not able to give a solution.
So I'll just give you today's story itself. So I had gone to Bharat Electronics Limited to deliver a workshop. They had called me there. Now the general manager, the head, they wanted, but the employees didn't want it. They were like, यार ये life को जाके क्या करेगा? हम इससे क्या सीखने वाले? And typical government kind of employees. Typical when they entered, that typical body language, and when I came inside and the way the welcome, you can feel those vibes. Okay. But so generally they had already said, the HR came, HR head, and he said, you know what, hamara pattern aisa hai ki 3 to 4 we'll do, then we'll take 15 minutes break, we'll have breakfast and all that, and then again we'll continue. I said, yeah, I have no problem, end of the day, jaisa bhi aapka schedule hai, we'll do that. And then he said, you know what, don't feel bad, but people have never known what is a life coach coming. आज तक हम लोग किसी को engineer को बुलाते हैं, इसको बुलाते हैं, उसको बुलाते हैं, and they don't know. I said, no worries. And then generally we generally call 60 plus people and this and that. I said, don't worry. So I told the HR, I said, don't worry, let's start. And I started. Okay, so I was not given a good welcome. When I started also, I could see people in a typical government type sitting, wala babu type style. in just 7 minutes, they were dancing with me. 7 minutes, okay? They were all dancing. I made them dance. I made them jump. I made them, and I was very clear. I'm sorry, these are fucking, I'm not going to give them a break. Okay? And 2 घंटा non-stop, udhar ho gaya. I made them crazy in that 2 hours. The way I delivered, the way I made them do things, the way I made them think, the way I made them go deep. Okay, I made them started doing exercises there, and I did 2 straight intervention there. Okay, wahi ka I don't know them. Okay, and I could see 2 people, and I could, somehow probably maybe it's a God gift that when I see, I can understand what's someone with very deep suffering, and I could see 2 people. I gave them intervention there. People started crying, and it was very, very emotional. I got the visualization done with them, and all the males, females, all crying. And after 2 hours, I deliberately said, "Ho gaya, mera 2 घंटा खत्म." And they said, "Arey sir, ऐसे कैसे? हमको और चाहिए." I said, "मुझे इतना का ही पैसा मिला है." In fact, I was told yellow government wanting me. Arey nahi sir, किसने बोला? No, this is a wrong information and all that stuff. But I ended. I said, "No, I'm done here." And then, when I was moving out, they all went to the HR and general manager. We need to have this guy monthly. Every month you need to call him because we need this guy. You know why I could do it? Because I was really focused on them. I wanted to, because I know the challenge these people go through. Okay, I know the attitude that they live with. And my concern was not them. I was focused on their children. ये अपने बच्चों को भी ऐसे बनाते हैं, बाबू types. खुद ही बाबू बन गए. And I actually went on that aspect. Which nobody took them there. What you would have done with your child? What future you would have told him? I'm sure तुम सब चाह रहे होंगे तुम्हारे बच्चे इधर ही आ जाए government में. And then world किधर जा रहा है? And it was a different thing that nobody did with them. And that 2 intervention where I did, that was unbelievable. They said, "How the hell can you understand this is happening with someone? And how are you doing this? We've never experienced something like this." I was so determined because it was not about me. It was about them. And let me tell you how it ended. So the GM said, "We want you on a monthly basis." So ये मैंने free किया था because I wanted to give more. So I did a free. He said, हमारा budget साल में 50 लाख होता है. Now I didn't know government has so much of budget. In fact, that's a new learning I had. तो 50 लाख हमारा budget है और सर 10-12 लाख भी खर्चा नहीं होता है. तो हम 12-15-20 लाख खर्च कर सकते हैं इसके ऊपर. Because first time we have seen somebody wanting so much. So if that fits into your budget, we are okay for 15-20 lakh. Now see a place where I've gone to serve people. I'm not wanted there whom I want to serve, but I still serve them to that extent. And that confidence that I had was not for me. That confidence comes when I wanted to serve them. I wanted to help them. And that all those 100 people went crazy there. And today, maximum in a month or so, I'll sign a contract to 15-20 lakh rupees. You getting what I'm trying to say here, Prashant?
Yes.
But if it would have been about me, I would have not done only the way I was welcome. आपको पता चलता है आप जब welcome होते हो कैसे होता है. Okay. और जब मैं जा रहा था, they somehow they organized for a bouquet कि मिठाई का डब्बा सब 2 घंटे में हो गया. जनरली स्टार्ट में देते हैं कि नहीं? Yes. ये सब एंड में किया मेरे साथ. उस 2 घंटे में in 15 minutes HR realized what this is going a bomb. We need to do something. HR ने bouquet organize किया, HR ने gift organize किया, कुछ books organize, सब कुछ किया मेरे लिए. You understanding what I'm trying to put the point?
Yes.
Because I don't think about myself. I'm a giver. I want to give people. I want to give more and more and more. That's how people fall in love with you. Is that making sense?
Yes.
So confidence comes from 2 things, Prashant. One, the courage to try.
Yeah.
Even if I fail, still persevere and try.
Absolutely.
And second, it comes from preparation.
Okay.
Are you confident when you're handling your MD's tasks?
Yes.
Why?
Because I prepare well for it.
Absolutely.
Simple.
Right? And I'm sure each time there would be new things which would have happened.
Yes.
There would be a first in a lot of the things that he would have asked you to do.
Yes.
But you still went ahead and did it because you prepared well, and you went ahead and did it because there was no choice. So you had to have the courage to do it.
Yes.
When it's the first time, like I remember booking a ticket for once, air tickets online for my husband, my father-in-law, and my son forgo a return ticket because they didn't plan. They were thinking that they'll decide when to do it. And last minute I planned whatever I saw. I'd opened so many windows. I was also new to online ticketing. And I ended up booking the tickets. I was very happy that I got it at a good budget and all that stuff. This I'm talking 8 years back. And I conveyed it to my husband. He also went around. He went to the airport. All the three are waiting at the airport. And when they're going there to show their documents, the lady says, today is not your flight. The tickets that you have. And my husband called me from there and he says that they are saying that it is not of today. I said, what are you saying? And then I went and referred my ticket. The tickets that I had booked was exactly 1 month later. There's so many windows, right? Opened, and I was trying to check from here, there, and it all happened. But that, from that day till today, I cross-check before paying the money. But if I would have given up, because it was not easy, right? Yes. Imagine what would have happened to them. So instead of leaving and coming back, now they have time. So he said, next thing now I want you to do is book the new ones. We'll see about this later. You first book the new ones. So with a mistake which has just happened, now you're going to book new tickets. And the people who are involved in that are all your people who are so important to you. Right? Yes. And I don't know how long will it take, and they're going to be on the streets because of me. But because I built the courage again to do it, and I made it happen. That same day I could get tickets for all of them. It was obviously at a gap of around 8 hours, right?
6 hours.
6 hours. 6 hours later, they were on the flight. But if I wouldn't have done it that day, I would have told him, no, you get it there and don't ask me. I would have never been able to do it. So courage each time when you fail and do it again. That builds confidence. And being thoroughly prepared builds confidence.
Absolutely.
That's the only thing, that you do it again and again in spite of having that fear, and do it being well prepared.
Absolutely. Why I could do this today? Because not the first time that has happened with us. Like whenever we go, okay, people always have the, like, ye bachcha abhi kya, abhi to fir bhi main thoda buddha lagta hu. Okay. Initially, when I started all this, I think almost 2004 or 5 people hired me. Companies hired me as a, trainer, and I used to go there and imagine now I'm so young. Tabhi to main kitna young dikhta tha. So this actually feel, ye bachcha aake bhi kya karega, and that too HDFC, ICICI, all these companies and their ABPs are now being called, but I was used to it. I was practiced, and I knew, I know I can deliver. That confidence has come by delivering again and again and again and again. But not even once did I quit. Just because the audience, it's actually a kind of humiliating. Okay, you've called as a guest speaker there. You're not even charging, because I'm a giver. I don't want money from some government. And these people really do a good job. Okay, first time I knew ये लोग, जब मैंने research किया तो ये लोग बहुत behind the scene जो आर्मी लोग use करते हैं, technology, electronic चीजें, ये लोग यहाँ बनाते हैं. So I realized, yeah, that's a great job they do. But then, I was absolutely humiliated there. I didn't feel like this. I felt it's okay. They don't know me. Now, once they'll experience me, I know they'll fall in love with me. And that's exactly what happened. Okay?
Yes.
So that's how you start working on these two things, right?
Yes. Yes.
One is negotiation. Second, whenever there is an opportunity, try and provide solutions. Try and solve a problem. You may succeed, you may fail, doesn't matter. But the effort that you've taken is really very important. That'll help you grow, right? Kshitija, for you, what are the practical steps that you can take to implement or inculcate these qualities?
Okay, the first thing, the calm and composed amidst challenge situations, then the courage and strength, and being giving. So I can learn from you, wherein, of course, now you are accessible to me, so I can ask you as to practically how I can implement it in my daily life. So I'll build like these in my daily rituals that I'm doing right now with your help. So which will become a part of me slowly and steadily. So learn from you.
Okay. So today we're going to discuss one more important piece of life, and that is decision-making process.
Why is she laughing? Why is she laughing?
It's the most important, and I was very bad, not that I'm bad at it, but I at least have learned and have taught myself that decide something, even if it goes wrong. Decide something. So yeah, but need to long way to go.
Great. So let's do this, right? Decision-making process. So whenever you're taking any important decisions in life, first, there are 4 rules that you need to follow. 4 rules you need to follow. Rule number 1 is, you'll not make a decision in the head. We generally do that, right? We do all the calculations, evaluations, everything, and you come up with a decision.
Okay.
Never do that. Always put it on a piece of paper.
Yeah, that's very important.
Always put it on a piece of paper. Because the head goes in loops and you can't break them.
Yeah.
So whenever there is a tough decision, important decision to be made, always put it on paper. Second, be clear.
I have a question. So we have to put the situation on paper, or
Decision that you're going to make about, whatever the decision you're going to make about, when you're going to work on it, put it on paper, don't do everything here.
So in short, what he's saying, all the action steps that you're going to take of doing something, put it on the piece of paper.
So how to take a decision, I'm going to tell you, but this is the first thing you need to follow. You can't do it in your head. You have to do it on a piece of paper, right? Second, be clear why you want to take this decision.
That's nice.
So what are you actually wanting? Like all of you today, there's one important decision that you're going to take. Tell me, what are you working towards?
Achieving your goal.
Your career, right?
Yes.
Whether you have to take a new job or you have to grow in this current company, and there will be evaluations that you'll have to do. So how to do it? To take the right decisions when opportunities come up. That's why I thought I'll do this with you all today. So second is why you want it. So when you know the purpose, what you want and why you want, it becomes easier. Third rule to follow is, decisions are always based on probabilities. So don't, wait till you are absolutely sure. You'll never be able to take a decision.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's never a 100% guarantee for anything. So it's going to be probability. Always remember that. Don't wait for you to be 100% certain or sure about it.
I want a safe and high return product.
Investments.
I
mean, when we were in portfolio management, investment for a very short time, have amazing returns and no risk.
No risk. Sir, 18-20% मिलना चाहिए, 1 साल के लिए पैसे देंगे और रिस्क नहीं चाहिए, डूबना नहीं चाहिए. तो I used to tell them, आप एक काम करो, आप वो जो भगवान है ना, what's his name? Oh,
no, I
used to say that God's name. I said, well, you go to him, he's the कुबेर के पास जाओ, वही ऐसा कुछ कर सकता है, मैं नहीं कर सकता. Possible nahi.
And my answer would be, if you find someone like this, please tell me and I'll join.
I'll give my money.
Fantastic, right? If you have such a solution that today I'll put in, tomorrow I can withdraw, but I should get 18 to 20% return and no risk.
No risk.
So it doesn't exist. Then the fourth one, all the decisions are actually about what? It's about your values. When I decide to go ahead or step back, it's all about my values.
Yes.
So I need to be very, very clear on my values.
So for example, because I value people and I value serving people so much, I actually went ahead and gave my best.
So for example, Prashant went for a wedding in his family for his cousin sister. And because he was with his family and his cousin sister's wedding, he didn't attend this session. Now, what does that talk about, Prashant? What is more important for him? What's his value?
Family, bonding with the family.
Yes. So his career comes later.
Yeah.
His family bonding comes above. Right? This is how we understand our values. So that's your first assignment for today. I want you to write down your 10 values. And we'll do that exercise the next time on how do we prioritize them. But your 10 values based on which you have been taking your decisions in life or doing everything what you have done till now. Okay. Now let's go through the process of decision making. So the first step to making a decision is, what is the result that I want? What is the result that I want? What am I after?
Yes.
What am I wanting to achieve?
Yeah.
What am I seeking?
Very true.
Now, once I have made that clear that this is my result, then I will write down 3-4 options to achieve this result.
Yes. So 3-4 options means if I have to reach to one particular destination, what are the 3-4 different ways and routes?
I want to go to Bombay.
Yeah.
I can travel by car. I can travel by bus. I can take a flight. I can even walk down. Depends on.
Or I can fly. I can go in my own helicopter.
Yeah. So that's what, flying. So depends on the result that I'm seeking. If I'm fighting for a cause and I want people to come along with me, I'll walk down. And I'll take people along with me. Right? I have the money and I want to be urgent. Then if I have a helicopter, I can rent a helicopter, I'll do that. So it really depends on the result that I'm wanting.
Yeah.
But I'll always look for at least
3
options.
Because first, 1 option is no option, 2 option is no option, 3 becomes an option. Always remember, only when you have 3 options, you actually have an option.
So Nina, if you're looking for a groom, you should have at least 3 options.
Yes.
Then you can decide. Just one person and finalizing will not be the right.
शायद तुम एक में अटक जाती हो इसलिए गड़बड़ होते हैं 3.
See, Kshitija just made one choice.
And she's so happy.
I was thinking, I wish I would have attended this session before my marriage.
Yeah, we all feel that. We all feel that. Absolutely. It's the best thing to have 3 options. But I'm not joking, even for marriage.
And whenever the mind says that there is no more option, just go back and say, no, there has to be some other way out.
Yes.
What is the other way out? What is the other way out?
Right? There's always other way out, boss. That's the truth.
And that is why we should do this on paper, because the brain
gives up
very easily if it'll go in loops.
Yeah.
So at least 3 options. Then the next part is, now that I have these 3 options, with each option I'll write what is the upside and what is the downside.
Yeah.
What can go well and what cannot go well.
Yeah. If I go with plan A, what is the upside?
Option 1 or option 2?
Plan B or plan C. A, upside and downside, both.
What will be the cost that I'll have to bear? And cost is not only in terms
money.
of money, right?
Yeah.
There's some cost. Like if I'm wanting to really upgrade my skills, Prashant, because I want a better job, which means I'll have to pay a cost of cutting off on my family time.
Yes.
So there's always a cost to an option.
Like for example, the biggest cost we always pay is sleep. Always. It's like, whenever we feel we have something, साल में 65-70 days हम सोते ही नहीं है. Because that's the only thing we know we have. It's time remaining. What can be done? So we pay a cost on our sleep.
Now, when I've had the upside and downside and the cost and all the 3-4 alternatives.
Yes.
Now I look at all of them in one go. Which looks the best. So it's about evaluating all the options. So amounts 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking at this upside and downside, upside and downside, upside and downside, and the cost that I'm going to pay.
Yes.
Which one looks the
best?
Okay.
So let me tell you, the best is always for that particular situation, that particular timing. Because life keeps changing. It's not the same always. So you can't have a fixed funda. Last time मैंने ये किया था ना, नहीं, फिर से वही exercise करेंगे. अब दूसरी बार decision लेना है तो.
Right? So now once I freeze the alternative, 1, 2, 3, 4 में से third one seems the best. Now the third one, there is a downside. I'll try and see how can I work on the downside.
Yeah. Or minimize the loss or whatever.
How can I try and work on the downside? So like, for example, Nina, you gave that example of that guy to be retained. The salary that he was demanding wasn't possible. So what are the other options? There are other perks that are available that was given to him, right? So I have to retain him. I can't lose him.
Yeah.
I can't lose him, but I can't let the company also suffer. So how do I save the downside? Instead of just paying him the salary, I found another option, which was giving him more perks, which is possible. And at the same time, it's not really harming the organization that much.
Yeah.
So I'm trying and reducing the downside. And once all this is done, then it's about being absolutely determined to make this happen.
Yes.
Absolutely determined to make this happen.
Yes.
So the result, I know the path. Now I'm going to go all out to make this happen. No matter how difficult it is, no matter what the cost, I'll make it happen. So Prashant, if this decision-making process was done with you before and your cousin's wedding would have come, do you think any difference would have happened in your decision of that particular 1 hour that day?
Yes.
Yeah. Right? So because we just think here
and we take a decision. Yeah.
And that is why it becomes very difficult to take the right decision. Right? So this process has to be followed from today till the last day of your life. It cannot be that I know it all, so now I'm going to use my brain. Till I don't put it down, it'll never be a decision. And as you grow in the ladder, it's going to be easy or difficult decisions?
Difficult.
As you grow in age and with responsibilities increasing in the family, it's going to be easy or more tough?
More tough.
That is why if I learn it today, I need to apply it each and every time.
Like for example, my parents don't come too often here, once in a year, but they are here from afternoon. The moment they entered, I left for my workshop. She left for her sessions. Today, almost 10 till 10, we are going on. After 10, we might sit with them, and probably tomorrow we might give some time. They're going to be for a week, but we're so clear, okay, on our outcome, on our focus, that this is why I'm here. I could have, because they just decided not to come, and I could have said, we can do it next week. I said, no, this is my priority. This is what I'm here. This is here I'm here. We are here to serve people. Okay. So that's why it becomes very easy to take your decisions.
Now, based on this process, I want all of you to evaluate options because there's a very clear-cut goal, right?
Yeah.
Now, for that goal to be fulfilled, whether it's a better job or in the existing better option, so what are the options available? Like Prashant, you have 3 options, right? Between the 3 options, now think on the decision based on the process that I've just suggested.
True.
And then decide and let me know how you're going to make it happen. So till you don't reach that determination part, you'll do that exercise. And that exercise has to be done on
paper.
Paper. Written.
Same way, Nina, for you, looking at the new job that you're seeking, the goal that is there, what are the things that you'll have to do now, implement now to ensure that that result comes by a specific date? So when I say result, means it has to be a date and time, right? Yeah. So by this date, I want to get this job, and backwards, I'm going to work. What are the options to make it happen?
Very true.
And looking at this options, and then what am I going to do to reach there. So I've found an option. This is what I'm going to follow. Now to follow that, I'll have to pay a cost. What is the cost that I'm ready to pay? I'll put that down. I'll put it as a determination, and then you will share it with me.
Yes.
It's the same thing for you also, Kshitija. So I want you to process this whole thing. Once you've done that, put it on a Word file and mail it to me.
Yep.
So that I know you've understood and I know what are you following to reach your destination.
Yeah,
is that
absolutely.
okay?
Yeah. Nina, I'm going to give you a bonus next week. Okay. Is that I'm really doing a thorough research on Indra Nooyi, and I've gathered there are only few things left, but by the time end of this week, I'm sure I'll be able to give you what were the things what made her what she is. Yeah, that will help you. Yeah, because I'm reading her, and generally when I read, I try to figure out what is that. That's my more obsession. It's not the story, but what it takes to you, what it takes to be what she is. So there are almost 3 that I found out. A few pages left. Once I get that, probably next week I'll be able to give you that.
Okay.
Okay, guys. See you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank
Bye.
you.
Have a great
Bye.
weekend. Bye. Bye. See you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Bye.